Hey, what's good, everyone? Look, Glassman here. As you can tell from the thumbnail there, I'm going to be talking about the tank light here in the Zamboni. Just another add-on accessory offered through Zamboni. Reason why I'm talking about it right now, because it burnt out. Kind of burnt out over the summer there. We had it out for so long. When I parked it, it was working. When I turned it on, it wasn't working. When I did my first cut, I could tell, it's just really hard to see. I tell you what, it's one of the most underrated add-on accessories offered through Zamboni. Yeah, I said it. Most underrated and underappreciated accessories offered through Zamboni. You could talk about the board brush. You could talk about the wash water pump, fast ice, laser system, automatic snow breaker. You go on that list, on and on and on. And what you don't talk about or hear anyone talk about is the tank light here in the Zamboni. Now, the reason why I think it's underrated is because you use it every day. And if you guys, for the guys who have the tank light, because on this old machine over here, we didn't have the tank light. So for those guys or gals who are driving the machine here that have a tank light and the tank light has gone out on you, you know what I'm talking about. It's really nice to have. And for those who don't have a tank light, well, you're just missing out and you gotta get yourself one. So basically on this machine right here, it came without the tank light. It was one of the listed accessories that was offered through Zamboni. There's a list of 10 of them, and we got some, we got obviously the board brush, the wash water, automatic snow breaker, a couple other things, but this one we couldn't really get. It was only $125 after, when I bought it after the fact. I think maybe a little more, like close to 200, and this was 7 years ago, so it's probably a little bit more, but it's not a huge price or huge add-on accessory to put on a machine, and I think it's well worth it. So it did come with this machine, and the reason why we noticed it right away is because with the red tank here, it was really hard to see in. Now this machine over here, if you often wondered why there's a little cutout right there that's covered, as you can see there's two screws bolted that plate in, and you have a little cutout right here in your wash water tank and this little bracket right there. That's for your tank light. But when we got this machine over here, we realized that it's really hard to see in it being red. It was so dark when it's closed, you couldn't see the snow pulling there. And I kind of like to lift the little tank thing up, the tank lid, and look in there to see how the snow's being pulled in there and how much I have in my tank. That's just something I like to do. So when you get the light, and when they stick it on, I guess we got it after the fact, so they shipped me the part. So I tried to find the instruction sheet they gave me. I was looking for it, I couldn't really find it. I thought I stuck it in the manual. But it's just like a 2-page sheet on the electronic wiring diagram and just the parts list here. But they sent you a tempered piece of glass to glue in here, but they didn't send me any glue, so it was like a 1/2-inch piece of tempered glass, and I knew that probably wasn't going to last very long. So since it had holes in the tank already from that little plate that was screwed in, I had some extra plexiglass, a little, I think 1/8-inch glass here that is kind of cut out, drilled 2 holes and put in. I have to clean every so often because it gets kind of mildewy, but it works just as good as the tempered. I haven't really noticed anything, and if it ever breaks, or it won't fall out because it's screwed in, it's not glued in. So I don't. It's really cheap to put another piece in there if I had to, versus the tempered glass. But you get the light with the accessory package. You get the wiring harness. You have to wire it into your wiring harness here, or the wiring, I guess the block or the bus, whatever you want to call it. Let me find my little tank light here. You get a sticker as well as a light. Now, I would probably like to put it here. I think you only have 2 options, but or if you don't have the tire wash, it depends what you have. It was a tight squeeze to get the switch in there and all the wiring, but the wiring diagram comes with it. It's not terribly hard to figure it out. It's just basically a 12-volt. You just want to make sure that it's not on when you have your machine off. That's you don't want to kill your battery or anything. So the wiring up wasn't terribly difficult, and getting this wiring harness into the block there, or the bus. I don't want to call it the fuse bus, but it's just whatever this thing is. You see the fuse bus, the fuse block, and underneath it you have a wiring harness, so to say. I don't know exactly what to call it. And before I forget about it, we have 2 different colors right here. We have the white one that's in and the amber one that we have that we're going to put in. Now it came with that white one, and over the years I had to order one, and they have to have an amber one in stock. I just took the amber one because it was there, and I was like, okay, I used the amber one. I don't really, I didn't think it was a big difference, but there is a difference. I think the white one's a little more glary inside the tank. I think the amber one lights up the tank at just enough, It's just not, I don't know. They're both good. You know, they're both better than nothing. So, but I kind of prefer the amber one over the white one. I think last time I went and got one, most of the time I have to order it and send the next day, but usually just one of these are in stock. So I just kind of take whichever one's in stock. But if I have a choice, I'll grab the amber one because I kind of like the color. It's a little bit softer in your tank versus the white one. They both provide plenty of light. That I just prefer the amber one. So without further ado here, this is gonna be a quick fix. Let me connect my camera up and we'll swap this bob out here in no time. All right, let me set you guys up a front row seat here. As you can see here, I do have the safety stand. I don't want to be underneath this lid for too long without the safety stand here. I got the ratchet out here. We're going big time. Brought the big tools out. Got the extension, 13mm on this bolt right here. I'll make sure you don't drop these bolts. Tell you what, you drop it between the tank and the frame there. Kiss it goodbye. All right, we're gonna gently pull it out there, give us some wiggle room. This boot here is starting to crack, as you can see from, maybe you can't see, from use, from age, use, whatnot. There we go, pop that baby out. All right, so I do have two plugs. There used to be screws. You had to screw the little screw in. So like I said, this is pretty straightforward stuff. If I could get it in there. Don't say it, Johnny. Don't say it. Yeah, I could drop my screwdriver now. Come on. There you go. You almost got it. There you go. See, I got that one mounted in the right one. You don't want to mount it upside down. Catastrophic. And this guy just pops right back in. Just like that. Might as well put this in there like that. There we go. She's pointing the right way, right? Oh yeah, there you go. Perfection. Oh, there we go. I don't know if I can add too much more to the conversation here. It's just a tank light. Like I said, I think it's one of the most underrated accessories on the machine here. Underappreciated. I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's a really nice thing to have. I really like it, as well as the water indicator for the tank here. That's another accessory I'm going to do here soon when I have the time. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. As always, hope you learned something. Like the local iceman says, stay cool.